Weird things smart people do. Okay, so today we're going to dive into some of those, well, weird, sometimes frustrating habits that you might think are flaws, right? But what if they're actually your greatest strengths?
I mean, have you ever felt like your brain just doesn't shut up? You know that feeling, right? Especially when you're trying to sleep, and it just refuses to hit the off switch. Or how about this? You overanalyze everything. You find yourself dissecting every single tiny detail of a situation long after it's over. And you replay conversations in your head like it's game footage, right? Just breaking it all down again and again. And, sometimes you just have to wonder, is something wrong with me? You kind of feel like you're just wired differently than everyone else.
Well, what if those quirks aren't flaws at all? Here are 8 weird habits that are actually signs your brain runs a little above average. Let's see how many of these sound familiar.
Okay, number 1. Let's kick it off with a big one.
You replay conversations for days. I'm talking the second you walk away from a chat, your brain's internal review board calls an emergency meeting.
And it's just flooded with questions like, did that sound weird? Should I have phrased that differently? Why did I say that? It is absolutely exhausting to constantly second-guess every single word. But here's what's really going on. It's called post-analysis. Your brain doesn't just experience things, it deconstructs them. See, higher intelligence often means higher information processing. So you're not just living it, you're taking it apart piece by piece to understand it on a whole other level.
All right, coming in at number 2, this is a habit you might do and not even realize it.
You talk to yourself out loud. Come on, be honest. We all do it, right? Maybe not full-blown arguments in the mirror, but you're narrating tasks or whispering, "Where are my keys?" while you're looking for them.
So, this isn't weird at all. It's actually a super smart technique called cognitive offloading. When your brain has way too many moving parts, speaking helps organize them. It's like thinking out loud but on purpose. It's externalized thinking.
Okay, on to number 3. And this one might explain why some social gatherings feel so draining.
You get bored painfully fast. Yeah, this one can make things tricky. Small talk feels like torture, repetitive tasks are just soul-crushing, and you get physically restless in meetings that go absolutely nowhere.
But here's the key reframe. You don't hate people. You hate mental stagnation. Your brain is craving novelty. It wants complexity. It wants new problems to chew on. And when that stimulation isn't there, it just checks out.
All right, next up, number 4. This one feels like a total paradox.
So you forget simple things like birthdays or why you walked into a room, but at the same time, you can solve these massive, complex problems. How does that even work? Well, think of your brain as this really aggressive filter. It automatically tosses out information it thinks is trivial, just to save all its processing power for the big stuff. So your memory isn't broken, it's just really, really selective.
Okay, we're halfway there. Number 5 is all about questioning the status quo.
You instinctively question authority. And hey, this isn't about being a rebel just for the sake of it. It's about a deep, fundamental need for things to actually make logical sense.
So if someone says, that's just how it's done, your brain immediately asks, but why? It's like a switch flips. You're not trying to be difficult, you just can't stand inefficient systems. You're wired to find a better way.
And that leads us perfectly into number 6, which is all about where your mind goes when it starts wandering.
Your mind wanders constantly. You're in a meeting, you're in a conversation, and boom, you realize you've drifted off. It's not because you don't care. It's because one thing someone said instantly sparked like 5 other connections in your head. It's a hallmark of creativity. Your brain isn't just staying in its lane. It's building a whole network of thought highways.
All right, number 7. Now this one's really fascinating.
You use sarcasm naturally, and you might just think of it as a personality quirk, but from a brain science perspective, sarcasm is a high-level mental workout.
I mean, think about what it takes. Your brain has to nail the timing, recognize a pattern, understand double meanings, and read the social context. All of that in a split second. A quick wit is almost always a sign of a quick mind.
And that brings us to our final main habit for today, number 8.
You overthink decisions. And I'm talking about everything from the big life choices down to, which route you should take to the grocery store. To an outsider, it can look a lot like anxiety.
But what's actually happening is something called simulation. Your brain is just automatically running dozens of different scenarios and playing out their outcomes. The upside? This makes you an incredible strategic thinker. The downside? Yeah, it's completely exhausting.
Okay, so we've covered the 8 main habits, but stick with me, because there's one more bonus trait that kind of ties it all together.
And that would be number 9.
You feel different, even in a room full of people. This is less of a habit and more of a feeling that's just always there. It's not about feeling better than anyone. It's this quiet, sometimes lonely feeling that you're just operating on a different wavelength.
And here's a powerful way to think about it. Sometimes that isolation isn't ego, it's bandwidth. The depth you go to, the things you're thinking about, they just might not match the room's frequency. And that's okay.
So, the big takeaway here is that being smart isn't just about test scores. It's a whole way of being. It's mental restlessness, an obsession with patterns, a constant need to question. It's living with all that internal noise and nonstop analysis.
So let me ask you, how many of these hit home for you? And which one is your strongest? Are you the overthinker? The one who gets bored instantly? The constant questioner?
Because here's the thought I want to leave you with. Sometimes, what you've spent your whole life calling weird is just the signature of a fast brain that has no off switch. And that's not a bug that needs fixing, it's a feature that needs understanding.